This week's question. This is from a woman.
Mm-hmm.
She says, I'm still married. I recently bought a Porsche, colored my hair, revamped my wardrobe. Is this a midlife crisis? So there's a lot there.
There's a lot.
Susan.
I'm going to talk from experience, and that's usually the place that I come from. When I got divorced, now granted, I was married to a man who was gay. I did get a Porsche. I got a red Porsche. I got a Porsche because my whole life, my dad, we had fixed Volkswagens together. When he got cancer, I had said to him, Daddy, if you had to do it all over again, what would you get? And he said, a dog and a Porsche. And all of a sudden, this sort of moment of being able to acquire this thing that I had admired with him, and I got the most beautiful red Porsche, and I got a boob job. I don't know if it was midlife, but it may have been prompted by the fact that I was with a man who didn't see my sexuality or see me for the person that I was. I didn't feel like it was tied to an age so much that, one, I could afford a Porsche at that point. It was wonderful while I had it. I had that Porsche for 20 years. I no longer have the breast implants, but I loved it. I didn't think it was a statement of rebellion or anything. I just wanted to have something that I didn't have while I was a, young mom.
I think the misnomer here, first of all, a woman going through this is so uncliche, right? If it was a guy, this question would be easy to answer. Yes, you are. And for the woman, yes, you are going through a midlife crisis. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Midlife crisis really is just another word for change. You're changing. You're just changing. You're trying something new. You're feeling different. And that's okay. So embrace it. The word midlife crisis has got a bad rap. It's got a bad rap, right? It could happen at 30. It could happen at 70. It could happen tomorrow. Enjoy the Porsche. If you're still married, take your husband. Put him in the freaking car. Maybe he'll like the new you. Maybe he'll like the Porsche. Maybe he'll like the ride. Who knows? So just take him along with you. Just enjoy it, right? There's enough things to worry about. Embrace the change. Absolutely.
I see this as a validation of life.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm alive. I'm here. I'm still at it. I do think it's interesting that she's married.
Still married.
Because I
pointed out she's still married, not married.
Still married. I see a lot in the town I live in of this not married, recently divorced. Right. I see this. And I think it's fine. I think it's like, great. I'm alive. I matter. Look at me. Like, I'm not invisible. And I think it's wonderful.
And I think it's the invisibility that all of a sudden, sometimes you wake up and, like Rob said, it could be at 30, it could be at 40, where all of a sudden you thought, I've always wanted to do fill in the blank.
Right.
And I haven't done it. I didn't do it because I was a mother. I didn't do it because we didn't have money. I didn't do it because I was worried what other people thought. And I think, like Rob said, for the first time, screw what people think. Go do the thing that you've always wanted. For me, at that time in my life, the Porsche was something that my dad had always wanted to do. And in a way, it was like, look, Daddy, if you couldn't do it in your lifetime, I'm going to. And I never regretted a minute of it.
No, quote unquote, our age, you're not supposed to regret anything. We got to take care of other people, and we got to make sure that we're not mean and assholes and all the rest of it. But you know what? If you want to buy a Porsche and go with your hair 100 miles an hour with your hair on fire, then freaking do it. That's what it's all about right now. That's what it's all about. I'm all for it. So you enjoy your midlife crisis. You enjoy whatever you want to call it. You just keep going, baby.
And why is it a crisis? Why is it a crisis?
Remember, David, we have this mutual friend, Chip Connolly, and it's modern elder, and he calls it, it's not a crisis, it's a chrysalis. I love that. You're not in, right? You're not in crisis. That. You're morphing. You're changing all your DNA, whatever you are. It's just changing. You're still you until you come out as a butterfly, but just keep going with the change and see what comes out the other side.
I hate the word crisis. I think it's like, I don't know who invented that. Something from the 60s. To me, this is about somebody inhabiting their authentic self.
Period.
Perhaps they had been, kind of wild in high school and college. And then it's like, oh, married, kids, I got to like sort of ratchet down and be this other person. But I'm really this other thing. Kids are gone, like, okay, game on. This is who I authentically am. I'm going to inhabit this and go forward. And if not now, when? Like, when are you going to do this?
Jump off the side of a mountain. If you don't buy a Porsche, that's okay. But I love the wardrobe and the color, the hair change. Those are simple. Those are easy. And if you don't like it, change your color again. Change it tomorrow. Just keep going.
And who are you when you're shifting those gears? Like, who is that person that you always wanted to be? And again, it's sort of crisis keeps this narrative of there's a certain age where you can't do things, because you're old. And I hate that. At any age, you can do anything. And if we label it as a crisis, that's why I got a car, because I'm having a meltdown. No, you're not.
Wonderful. Inhabit the person you are and show the rest of the world who you are.
Absolutely.
No problem. Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you all next week for another episode of Since You Asked. And if you got a question, send it in to us. Yeah, we'll answer it for you. Take care now.